What's up, guys? My name is Noah. This is the Gun Row Garage. Today is episode 2 of my 97 Wrangler revival, where we're in the process of wrapping it. So today we're going to continue the bodywork for the doors and start fitting up the body armor for the actual Jeep so we can get that all going. The garage is a mess. I'm a mess. My life is a mess. Let's get started. Alright, so before we jump into all that today, I'm going to give you guys a little recap of what I've been doing for the last couple of days. Just getting to the point where we are now, so let's start. Alright, so we got that door done, the other door done. Um, this one didn't end up being too bad. Really, I just had to really sand it down, and there were some spots where there was a lot of, especially up here, there's a lot of surface rust that was forming. So I had to go through and just sand all that down, but mainly for this one, I only had to use a filler primer, and then I just really blocked it out. But it came out really nice. Um, so I kind of got these rigged up so that we can get them sprayed. The plan here is um, we're gonna go a couple coats of a sealer primer just to really seal that. And then on the back along these jams, let me get back here. All along here, we're gonna go a gloss black just to match what we had there before. Just because when we wrap it all, we're only gonna be wrapping to about the seam right here. Everything else will still be gloss black. So all along this frame, you want to get all that gloss black, so that that matches what it was before and it looks nice on the inside. Everything else will be wrapped over, so I don't really care too much about that. So I got sanded to about 400. They're cleaned up pretty good. I'm gonna do one more clean on them just so everything's good to go, and then we can spray that sealer. All right, so we got the sealer laid out on there. Came out pretty nice. I would like to do another coat, but I ran out, and yeah, I don't really feel like going to get more, so good enough for me. I'm gonna let this set up for a little bit here, and then we'll spray the back with the gloss black, and we should be good to go for wrap. I'm going to give these a day or two to probably really set up before I actually try to wrap them, so I don't, peel the sealer or the paint off. But yeah, we're looking pretty good here. All right, so we got that gloss black sprayed on. Went out really nice. I don't normally use the Rust-Oleum stuff, but this stuff sprays out really quick. Because normally you wanna keep it spraying pretty slow so that you don't get a bunch of orange peel on the paint, but this stuff just wanted to run just instantly. So I kind of had to speed it up on my spraying so it wasn't running as much. I don't really care too much if there are runs in it, because it's half of it's going to be covered by the door panel and the other half by the seal. So I don't really care, but just something to note with that stuff. But other than that, I mean, it looks super glossy. Looks a lot, zoomed in there. Looks a lot better than I was even trying to make it. But yeah, so it sprayed out nice. So I'm going to let this kind of tack up here for a couple of minutes, and then I'm just going to hit it with a clear just because. It already, when we started doing these doors, I already had all the nicks along the edge, so I might as well just give it, an extra layer of something kind of as a protection, so, it doesn't do that as easily. So, yeah, let's get this tacked up a little bit and go for a clear. Alright, cool. We got that clear sprayed on. That can really didn't like spraying in weird angles, so I kind of had to move around this thing, but it came out really good. Like I said, I really wasn't trying to make this thing look perfect, but I can't really complain at all. Yeah, there's a few runs like you can see back there, but that's behind where the trim goes. You know, a little bit right there, but you know, half of this is going to be covered up, so I'm not really worried at all. I just wanted it to look relatively clean, just because, you know, like the frame you're going to see still. But yeah, it looks really good. I only did like one coat of the clear because I just wanted to get something on there. It doesn't, you know, it's not too big of a deal, but yeah, it looks really good. So now we gotta let this really dry for, I'm probably gonna give it at least 2 days, just because I really want this paint to really, you know, cure on it. And it's a little colder out. It's like 50 degrees, 40, so it's been going up and down. So I want to give it a few days to really cure before we start trying to throw wrap on it, just so we don't, you know, rip it off. Because that stuff will rip off if it's, you know, if the paint's looser. But yeah, we should be just about ready to go. I'm still trying to find some isopropyl alcohol to clean these off before I wrap them, but just because of the virus going around, you can't find it anywhere. So, but I'm gonna try to keep looking before we lay wrap on these ones, just because it's kind of a bigger surface than the cowl. So, all right, let's let these cure up, and we can get started on the body armor. All right, so let's get to work on doing this body armor. So, like I said, underneath the diamond plate, not going to be very great. Kind of botched fixed it a couple of years ago, so gonna fix whatever, you know, I had done. So I'm gonna get the door off, get the flare off, and start drilling out those rivets. All right, so not too great, but not too bad either. I was expecting a little bit worse. So basically, what's going on here is when I put the diamond plate on, I had done a bunch of body work right here, and I basically just put the diamond plate on over primer, and then just painted everything around it because I was painting up there, which is, you just don't really want to do that. Primer, you kind of want to have a finish on it just because it's actually absorbent, so it can slowly absorb water, and then you get rust like this throughout. Part of that too is just that diamond plate doesn't really sit perfectly against it, and a bunch of crap gets behind there. You can see all the mud and stuff that was behind there. That's just from years of it just piling in and getting stuck behind there. This up here, that was from those original. These have like those plastic pieces that would come across here that would connect to the front fender. So that's why those are there. And back here, like I said, I didn't really do a great job fixing all this when I first did it. And then getting that fender off, this one didn't want to come off, so I had to Dremel it off. So the plan with all this is I think I'm going to DA all of it just so we can get it down, get rid of all the rust, because you don't really want that. But I'm not worried about perfectly finishing it underneath. I just want it to be, reliable, and, I know that it's not going to rust. So I'm going to clean it all up. If there's anything that needs to be cut out, like that end right there, I'll cut it out. I think that I might patch up with just some metal. Other spots I'm not as worried about if it's going to be covered. But yeah, so I'm just going to start bringing this all down and just getting it ready for the body armor. And for the sake of today, we're just trying to fit those up just so I can get all the holes drilled and make sure they fit nice, because I still want to, I think I'm going to repaint those, because obviously these just look awful. So I think I'm going to use just some of that. I think I have it right here. Some of this bed liner, which is just a comically big can. And that's kind of why I bought it, because it looked funny. But it actually sprays out really nice. It has a super wide spray pattern. So definitely for these, I got to wire wheel them down. I don't know if I feel like taking them completely off or what I'm going to do with that, but just because I really want them all to match, I think I might do at least the front of those so that it's all one even surface. And I know those are going to rust too at some point, so might as well do it now. But yeah, for the sake of today, going to clean this up, but we're more focused on getting the body armor fit up. All right, cool. So we got the rocker guard on. Um, as you can see, needs a lot of work underneath. I'm going to address all that. It's going to look good. But just for the sake of kind of fitting it up, I'm going to leave that as is for now. So also, I need to go get my other jack because, the way that I jack this body up is not really how you want to jack anything up ever. It's pretty dangerous, but, it is what it is. And I also need to go get my other welder and my welding mask just to fix some of this stuff. So this is probably going to be it for today, just because I'm kind of at a standstill here. But yeah, so this fits up pretty good. So stuff that needs to be welded, that back body mount, right, let me grab a light here. So this back mount right there, that mount broke. That broke a couple years ago. I haven't ever fixed it. I've been having it go off just this one. And I had fixed the body mount here kind of more or less just to have something to mount to. But like I said, torque box and the safety frame caps, actually I don't know if I've said this yet. So you can kind of see all along my frame, it kind of needs some attention. But probably this spring or summer I plan on doing safety frame caps, which is where you basically cut out all the bad and then it's a whole cap that slides up over and you weld that all on, and it really reinforces the whole frame, makes it a lot stronger. And then the torque boxes, which are right up here, that run along the bottom of the body where all the body mounts connect to, those I gotta do all along there too. And this driver's side floor, you can see right there. So the floorboard I have sitting over there in the corner of the garage. So that I already have. I need to get the torque boxes and the frame caps, but not doing those right now just because I don't feel like it. So we're gonna kind of have to work around this. These rocker guards will actually reinforce a lot of this body just with strengthening up this torque box, but I'm gonna have to mess with this a little bit to get it kind of fitting up good, because I really want this to fit perfectly, obviously, so that the quarter guards and the fenders and everything all line up really nice. So but yeah, they look really good. I've been kind of wanting to get these for quite a while now, so really happy with that. But yeah, so tomorrow or next video, we'll start getting those corner guards fitted up, which is going to be a whole other thing we got to do. Ow. So got to pull this apart. Back tire needs to come off, and back tire I'm going to have to do a little bit of repair work too. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, we're kind of rolling now, and it's gonna be fun. All right, so that's gonna do it for today. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. All that would be great. Have a good one.